What's going on, YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition to my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about Justice League Unlimited, issue number 6. We Are Yesterday, part 2. So this is the second part of the Justice League Unlimited World's Finest crossover event, which I covered in the most recent issue of World's Finest, which more so the ending of that issue kind of sets the stage for the crossover, kind of like the last page or something. Like it had a little bit of a prelude storyline, which then immediately sets the stage for Grodd meeting his younger self and getting ready to enact his revenge. So we've established within the pages of Justice League Unlimited that Inferno is just kind of members of the Legion of Doom, kind of spread throughout time. They've been recruited by Gorilla Grodd. He was using Airwave as kind of his mole within the confines of the Justice League. Basically, this issue is more of an expository one that kind of explains the background of what Grodd's been doing and also Airwave's role in this whole thing. He initially didn't believe him, but Grodd used his psychic powers to kind of manipulate him into believing a lie and being rather untrustworthy with the Justice League, because he was like all in on them and like, yeah, this is great and all that, but then Grodd just shows them, oh, see, look what they did here. But you know, it's really just false imagery to kind of coerce him into doing something for him. So that's basically how Airwave kind of ended up there. Travis Moore is the artist on this thing. Mark Waid, of course, wrote this, and the plot is actually by Mark Waid and Christopher Cantwell. Not really familiar with him, but Travis Moore I'm definitely familiar with. Drawn some really good stuff. Plenty of issues of World's Finest, some things of Nightwing and all that. Travis Moore draws characters very well, so that's where this issue mainly takes place. Again, this is Grodd. He's jumping through time, getting prime versions of different members of the Legion of Doom to use against the Justice League, and just kind of drawing him in for his ultimate plan of world domination. There is kind of a surprising violent death that hits Airwave, which I was kind of surprised, but I'm sure he'll be back in this thing, because Grodd basically vaporizing him right in the get-go before the Justice League can even learn of his kind of being tricked into this whole scenario is kind of like a shocking one. Like this kid basically was joining the Justice League. He was lied to by Grodd, and then Grodd just outright guns him down in just like that. Now, he could be transported through time with the whole tachyon thing, but if this character really is dead, then man, that's kind of a sad, really sucky situation for you. Then again, like I said, Legion Doom versus the Justice League. Grodd's it's time, friends. And yeah, so that's basically kind of the issue in a nutshell. So mostly explaining where Grodd's background is in this thing and how things kind of came to be and setting the stage for the event. Again, this is the one where you don't really necessarily have had to have read the first issue of it, because it's more of a prelude that just lets you know at the end of the issue Grodd is recruiting Grodd from a different time period. But it's good to kind of catch up and get kind of a little bit of background for where the story was in the past versus where it is kind of now in the present day DC universe. And again, this is the first little crossover I think they're doing of this whole big, I guess, little events, and I'm fine with it. It's not 100 other things. It's not absolute power taking over everything. This is where I think most crossovers should be done. Over the pages 2 books, and it's great I'm already reading both books, because then it's just one continuous storyline. Remember when DC used to publish 2 books a month for the main title? They used to do 2 issues of Superman, 2 issues of Batman, and all that. Now they just do 1. I just thought back to that during the Rebirth era, and the comic book prices were a lot cheaper too as well. So man, I kind of miss those days. I get nostalgic. It's coming up on 10 years since Rebirth, and I'm just wow, 10 years. I'm feeling a little bit old right here. But yeah, so this is a pretty solid one, giving the background for how Airwave was connected to Grodd and showcasing Grodd's power and why he's such a threat. And I'm a sucker for the Legion of Doom, when you can bring them into a storyline to face off against the Justice League and all that. It's giving me Super Friends vibes, which is fun because I like the Super Friends. I would like to see the Super Friends Legion of Doom battle it out in a movie at some point. That's what I would like to see. It doesn't have to be necessarily as cheesy. There could be still some sincerity and warmth to it, but I just would love to see multiple DC villains just kind of just the Legion and Doom in general. We never really got that in any of the movies, and it's kind of disappointing because we just have it. So, but those are my quick thoughts on the issue. What did you think of it? Post your comments down below. Be sure to like this video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the YouTube channel for more content, hit the bell for notifications, all the other fun stuff. I got one more book to catch up on, and then I'm all caught up from last week. I gotta hopefully it's just April where I'm behind on stuff, and going into May I'll be really on top of things. That's kind of my end goal for all this stuff, is to finally start you know, not feeling like I'm slacking, but really kind of picking up the pace with videos and all that for the next month. So, all right, well, that's all I have to say. One more comic book review, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.